Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's take a walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Greg's Beer Reviews today. Today's beer should be a big treat. This was sent to me by Ewan. Probably him and his brother Vasi had probably come together and sent this, but I just have Ewan's name on it. So this may be one of the earlier bottles that he sent me, maybe on the first. He sent me several Beer packages, so not exactly sure when it was sent, but this is a 2011 edition of the Old Stock Ale by North Coast, and this is their Cellar Reserve Ale aged in brandy barrels. And this is a huge beer, guys. This is a 15.2%er here. So it's been cellaring in the bottle since 2011. So this should have come together. I did a 2012 edition of the regular. I don't think it was the Cellar Reserve about 3 years ago, and I thought it was pretty damn tasty. So when I got my hands on this, I said, well, we'll cellar this one for a little while. So here we are in January of 2016. So it's at least 4 years old and probably going on 5. I don't know exactly what time of year they come out with their Cellar Reserve editions. Rate Beer actually has this one listed as a Cellar Reserve Brandy Barrel Edition and has the right ABV. At Beer Advocate, they do not. They've got a couple of different versions of whiskey barrel, bourbon barrel, and wheat bourbon barrel, but they don't have the brandy barrel listed. And their regular version has it listed as 11.80%, which is wrong. I run into that quite a bit with as many beer reviews as I do. That one side or the other, or even sometimes both of them, will have the wrong information. You would think, being in that business, they could get it right. It is what it is. So I'm going to lean more heavily on the information I have from Rate Beer than I am from Beer Advocate, because they've got it wrong. They don't even have the brandy edition listed on their site. So let's get on with this one. Hopefully it'll be better than the overcarbonated mess we had from Stone yesterday, the Enjoy After. That's one reason I picked this beer for today, just to have something hopefully a little tastier. And this is a corked and caged bottle. Hopefully the cork won't try to explode out of it as soon as I take the cage off of it, but you never know. We'll see here in just a minute or two. The commercial description on this one, it says Old Stock Cellar Reserve is a small batch limited release that has been aged in brandy barrels. The aging process gives this world-class beer an added layer of complexity, a memorial drink that should be enjoyed as a completely unique offering. Originally it was 14.7%, but this one is 15.2, so this is a monster beer. Definitely a sipper. You wouldn't want to chug this. You probably want to share this. You wouldn't want to drink the whole thing. And more than likely, and it's a little bit bigger bottle. It's not a 750. It may be a 500 milliliter. Let's see if it says here. And by the way, they're out of North Coast Brewing is out of Fort Bragg, California. It does not say here. The writing on the bottle is just exactly what I read you off of the commercial description here. It says 1 pint 9 fluid ounces, 16.9 fluid ounces. Contains alcohol. Yeah, 15.2%. I think it contains a lot of alcohol. So, like I said, I did a 2012 about 3 years ago, so we're going to do the 2011 and see how. And that's what I told you when I did that review, that I would like to have something to cellar for 2 or 3, maybe even 5 years. So we're almost at 5 years on this bottle. 4 years for sure, and going on 5 years. So let's see what this one brings to the table. Over to the food pairings. It says here the cheesy butter brie gouda, Havarti, and Swiss. And the glassware pint, Becker 9 tumbler, snifter, oversized wine glass. I got the double glass. And here it says can be cellar for a long, long time. 15.2%. This beer will keep 20 years, guys. Absolutely will keep 20 years. So, Ewan, thanks a bunch, brother, for sending me this beer. Let's get the cork and the cage out of it here. And get it into the glass. And see what we got. Well, at least the cork's not trying to explode out of it. I mean, some of these corks, you almost have to have a pair of pliers to get them out. And other ones, like the one we had yesterday, as soon as you take the cage off of it, if I hadn't stopped it, it would have just popped out. It would have just popped out by itself without touching it. So, not a big fan of that, guys. If I want champagne, I'll buy champagne. It's coming out alright, though. Let's see what pop we get on this. Nice. Very nice. I bet this has cellared very well. And then on top of that, being aged in brandy barrels, that's going to kick it up a notch or 12 or 15. And look, pouring that beer, that's the way it should be, guys. You shouldn't have a head this tall on your beer when you're trying to pour it. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. That's a sign that something was done wrong, in my opinion. So, over to the light. It is a deep, rich brown color, guys. Getting a little bit of light through the side walls of the bottom of the glass here. Otherwise, it is a rich brown color. And basically no head. It is dissipated already. Just barely covered. And I can see the beer through the top, so no head. I am definitely getting the alcohol at 15.2%. Caramel, toffee, some dark fruit in there. The alcohol is very prominent, guys. This is most definitely a sipper. This will put you in the Hammer Lane for sure. The alcohol is just overpowering. I'm kind of disappointed it's got that much alcohol after 4.5 years. Sometimes the alcohol subsides a little bit, sometimes it does not. It has not on this one too much. But as it warms up, some of that will dissipate, and some of those, maybe some darker fruit and stuff will come out. Raisins, dates, figs, plums. But right now it smells rather boozy, so let's give it a taste. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, everyone. Slight alcohol in the taste. Well, maybe that's a lie. Definitely alcohol in the taste. Rich roasted malt, caramel, toffee, hints of some dark fruit in there. To me, it tastes a little like rum rather than brandy. That's a tasty beer. You just got to be aware you're drinking a 15.2%er and drink it accordingly. Or share it. That's what. If you drink all this, you're going to be drunk. Ain't no doubt about it. You're going to be drunk. So, drink this one at home for sure. Or have a designated driver. You wouldn't want to drink this out in a... Well, I'd seriously doubt you're going to get a 2011 edition out in a bar or pub or anything like that. They would probably be serving the 2015 edition if the 2016 is not out. So, very nice. Very, very nice, guys. Let's let it warm up. Maybe fire up a cigar to go with this and sip on it about 45 minutes or so. And see where this one ends up. Seems like an A beer right now. Big contrast from yesterday's beer. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping on this probably about an hour or so. Maybe even longer, about an hour and 15 minutes. Big beer, 15.2%. The alcohol has subsided, or either I got used to it, one or the other. Oh man, nice, almost like a barley wine with the sweetness on the back end. Oh man, the hint of the brandy is there, toffee and caramel. Hints of some dark fruit, plums, or even raisins, sweet raisins. Wow, wonderful beer. Wonderful beer. This aged exceptionally well, other than being a little boozy when it was first cracked open, but it subsided to me. Either I got used to one or the other. Very, very nice. Very well made. Very nice. Very enjoyable beer on a nice January evening when it's about 20 freaking degrees outside. Wind blowing about 40 miles an hour. Very nice. North Coast is the same ones that do Old Rasputin, which is an excellent beer. They know how to make some good beer. They really do. Final chug. Oh wow. That's delicious, guys. It really is delicious. Aged exceptionally well. Like I said, this beer would keep almost 5 years old now. 10, 15, even 20 years it'd be at 15.2%. And it's just going to get a little more complex over time. And maybe after 10 or 15 years, the booziness may subside. It may not. It may not. Very, very nice. Very tasty beer. As far as I'm concerned, guys, this is a 10. It is. I was on the fence between a 9 and a 10, but there's no reason for me not to give it a 10. It aged exceptionally well. It's a 15.2%. 2011 written all over it, everywhere. Cellar Reserve, aged in brandy barrels. Very nice. Very nice. I'm a sucker for these bourbon, brandy barrel, whiskey barrel aged beers, especially whether it's an old ale, a porter, or a stout. I love that taste. I really do. Very nice. Very well done. Like I said, for me, it's a 10, guys. It's a 100. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 92 in their outstanding range. I think it's a tad better than that. I really do. And over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says overall 100 and 100 in the style. I'm more inclined to agree with that. I think it's an exceptional beer. Definitely worth picking up. I don't know if there's any 2011 still on the shelf. If it is and you see one, you ought to pick it up. You really should. They do these beers every year. They're Cellar Reserve, and they do it in several different kind of barrels, whiskey and brandy and several different barrels. So, and these barrel-aged beers leads a little more alcohol and a little more complexity to the beer. So this one was exceptional, I thought. Hands down better than the one we had yesterday from Stone, that Joy After. That was a mess. If you've had this one from North Coast, this is their old stock ale, Cellar Reserve, Brandy Barrel Edition. And like I said, I haven't had their Bourbon Barrel Edition, so I'm sure it's just as tasty. So if you see one of these beers, you should pick it up. And if you've had this beer or one of those beers, let me know what you think, guys. And come on back tomorrow. Let's take that walk and see what's in the fridge. See you then.